What's up, sauces and slashettes? My name's Nightfall, and welcome to another anime analysis video. Today we will be discussing the protagonist of Rentagirlfriend, Kazuya Kinoshita. And boy, oh boy, is this video different from my other ones, so let's just dive right in. So as you can tell by the title, this is not a normal video for me. Usually I try to remain positive and look at the good side of anime and their characters, but that was extremely hard for this video. As the title suggests, Kazuya is by far one of the worst protagonists I have ever witnessed. Before we talk about why, I will say that I get his pain from being broken up with and things like that. And I do understand that there are moments when he is selfless and truly shows that he cares for others. But those are his only redeeming qualities. And for every selfless action, there are tons of selfish ones. To start off with, let's discuss Season 1, beginning with the fact that he forces Chizuru Mizuhara into situations that she shouldn't be in and can't really get out of without his help, which is why, the whole half of the first season is about them trying to break up, which should have never been an issue to begin with. But because Kazuya showed her off to his friends and family, she had no choice but to play along because she was too kind to leave Kazuya to fend for himself. Yes, I know later on that the family issue is also Chizuru's fault, but it never should have been her issue in the first place. And just when you think he's developing as a character, BAM! They hit you with episode 8, where Kazuya literally stalks Chizuru the entire episode and makes it very clear that if Umi was her boyfriend, he would get in between them, because Chizuru can't betray her clients like that. Which is such a stupid thing to say. That's like saying a doctor can't save a person he has a crush on, because he'd be betraying every other patient he's treated. And I know he was trying to look out for her based on the partial, I repeat, partial conversation he heard Umi having on the phone, but it doesn't change the fact that he shouldn't have been there, and it's not his business. Chizuru is allowed to have her own life and experiences, and Kazuya was interfering with both. I'm going on a rant, so I'll end that little section here by saying I skipped the rest of the episode because Kazuya was making me so mad that I was no longer able to put up with the episode, which no other anime character, or especially protagonist, has ever done. So with that little rant out of the way, let's talk about a topic I already made a short on, and that is his treatment of Ruka. Ruka definitely went about trying to get him all the wrong ways, to the point it was a little creepy. But he was doing the right thing by rejecting her because he truly didn't have feelings for her. But while I know it was mainly Chizuru's fault this time, he still agreed to a trial run with Ruka that, as of right now in the show, has lasted over 6 months. And yes, while it was mainly Chizuru's fault, Kazuya was the one who agreed. He's a big boy. He's capable of making decisions for himself and saying no to Chizuru's plan, but instead, he agrees. Now, while the way she went about getting with Kazuya was messed up, she does truly have feelings for him and is trying to be a good girlfriend. In fact, the only thing she did that was wrong was look at his messages without his knowledge, which, let's be real, in this situation I think it's kinda understandable. And she was extremely clingy. That being said, whether you like her or not, Ruka was spitting straight facts in episode 9 by saying that the family issue Chizuru and Kazuya were facing was only complicated because they were making it complicated. By Ruka being there, they could have easily told the family that they had broken up and that Ruka was his new girlfriend, which, given how close Chizuru was with Kazuya's grandmother, it would have made sense for her to be there too. But instead of doing the smart decision, Kazuya decided to lie and say Ruka was a pathological liar and continue the charade of Chizuru being his girlfriend, because he has feelings for her instead of Ruka. Yes, Ruka started dating him in a very unorthodox and kinda creepy way, I admit that. But Kazuya never once even tried to make the trial run work or treat her like an actual human. Instead, he treats her as a nuisance and still keeps dating her with no feelings for her, and I'm sorry, but Ruka deserves better. With all that out of the way, let's discuss Season 2. Season 2 was great, and much needed for Kazuya's character. Fans of the show know that it's almost like he's an entirely different person. He has mountains of character development and starts genuinely trying to fix the problems he's created while also trying to make everyone else happy as he acknowledges his own mistakes and how selfish he was. He makes it his mission to help Chizuru with her dream of becoming an actor, even going as far as to start crowdfunding to create their own movie outright. He continues to help Sumi, who also helps him in a beneficial way as being someone to lean on and point him in the right direction. He still is with Ruka and treats her, well, pretty much the same. However, in episode 22, he finally starts to understand how hard on Ruka this whole situation is and seems to be trying to find a way to solve their relationship issue, along with everything else. So this season was full of character development, and once again, Ruka spitting facts, and still being treated like a bother. But everything is indeed looking up on all accounts, at least compared to last season. So much so that Kazuya actually isn't really that annoying anymore. He's genuinely relatable now, and a lot more tolerable. So I bet you're asking, if he got all this character development in season 2 fixed every issue I was having with the show, why am I still considering him one of, if not the worst rom-com protag? Well, I'll answer that now. So yes, the treatment of Ruka is definitely one of the two big reasons I consider him so bad, but I've already gone in depth about that twice. Plus, he at least seems to be thinking about treating her better, so let's move on to the second and biggest reason. He does the exact opposite of what a protagonist should do. A protagonist is supposed to be supported by the side cast of characters and keep you interested in the show while you watch and cheer them on as they set off to achieve their dreams. And Kazuya just doesn't do that. He's so aggravating in the first season that many viewers genuinely just don't want him to succeed. Going through the breakup made him a little bit relatable, but his actions and thoughts had to be borderline criminal. And you just couldn't relate to him anymore. Continuing on, Chizuru, Ruka, Sumi, and hell, even Kibe are just genuinely better people and characters, and instead of being there to support Kazuya's role as a protagonist, it feels like Kazuya is only there to make you feel sorry for them or support their role as a side character. Continuing on, the part he fails worst at is keeping the viewer's interest. All you have to do is Google the show, and it won't take long to find multiple reviews about how so many people dropped the show for no other reason than Kazuya being how he was in the first season. While he gets so much better in the second season, it doesn't change the fact that for the entirety of the first season, he failed being a protagonist in every way possible. And that is why I believe Kazuya is one of, if not the worst rom-com protagonist in anime. So I was going to post this video on Tuesday, but I recorded it the first time and I just wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't right. I don't know. Something about it. I was like, nah. I think it was my commentary, honestly. My commentary's really been like taking a dive here recently. So I just took today to kind of get motivated to actually do it, and I think that this turned out a lot better. So with that out of the way, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will hopefully see you all soon. Goodbye.